Welcome to my open mic, and thank you for coming. We'll be talking about Black History Month and the Haitian Revolution.
I have 2 poems for you tonight. My first one will be Becky, and here we go. I resent her sweat because it's never been too much. She's never had to sweat as hard as us, hurt as hard as us. She was never forced to sit in the back of the bus, but she might sweat a bit more if one of us comes near. Trust, and here she is sweating, but all I can smell is sweet privilege, something we've always wanted to touch. She smiles so wide and condescending as she places her hand on my shoulder without consent and says, "You should just be grateful." We're talking about America, and she becomes just another replica of them. She's telling me how privileged I am to have a roof over my head and clothes on my back. But she doesn't know the sweat we've had to endure for being Black. Her name is Becky. Becky lives on the Upper East Side of Manhattan with a poodle and a doorman. I live in Flatbush, where people like her are raising our prices and taking over our neighborhoods. Becky asked me, "What did you use to dread your hair?" Anything but dread is what I say. She tries to make her hair like mine, like it's culture day, with beeswax locks, while her Black friends are wrapped in identity shame because they let her use the N-word. And they write Black power poems just because they sound good, but they don't live it. I mean, I write real life, not afraid of who hears it. Becky watches the news and gets utterly disgusted when another white mentally ill man shoots up a school. I turn on the TV and cry out when I see another Black thug getting gunned down by the police with a slide of his criminal history. Becky reads a newspaper about Trump and says, "This is where racism started." She says America was never this bad. And I ask her, slavery? 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 She says that America is supposed to be inclusive. I mean, we were all immigrants, right? And I say, immigrants? No, honey, we were prisoners. Becky, she cries about being called that. She cries about reverse racism, but her and her family go hunting. They go hunting with a gun, while my family gets hunted by a gun, one by one by one, by a ton, by a gun with a Black name on it. Becky is just trying to survive in a world so hateful, and she's asking me why I can't just be grateful. Thank you.